What's up, Scandygainers? In today's video, we are at the second annual Bigfoot convention in Logan, Ohio. So, here we go. This is my first time going. It's their second annual one, but it's super cool. They have like 4 streets blocked off purely for the purpose of a Bigfoot convention, which is so cool to me. So I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but I personally am a huge fan of Bigfoot, but also just all cryptids and paranormal stuff like that and mythological creatures in general. Huge fan of it. So this is actually something that I really enjoy. Yeah, I don't know. It's something that I don't really talk about too much, but it's just like I love watching videos and listening to podcasts about cryptids and Bigfoot and stuff like that. So this is like super cool for me. Definitely have to get some Bigfoot merchandise by the end of the day. I don't know how this journey is gonna go, but we're just gonna see what happens. Here we go. So it turns out there's a Jeep show going on too. So let's go check that out and then we'll get back to the Bigfoot stuff. My personal favorite Jeep of the group is gonna be the purple Jeep right here. Obviously with purple being my favorite color, it's gonna take the win, but that's not why you're here. We're here to go see Bigfoot, so let's go get our squatch on. The mission right now is to find some merch. I need some Bigfoot merch and I need it right now, so that's what we're doing right now. There's so many options to pick from, so it's like, which shirt do I get? I definitely want something funky, so we're gonna try and find something tie-dye. Y'all, I see the fam right now. We're gonna run up and go get them. What's up?
What's up, Scandygainer?
Woo! How we doing?
We found you.
Dude, I did not pick the right outfit to wear. I'm wearing long pants and dude, I'm burning up. All right, so we made the first purchase of the day, bro. This hat is fire. Still on search for a shirt, but the hat is fantastic. I love it. All right, hang on. There's a knight over here, like literally a knight in armor. So we gotta go say hi to him. You're super cool.
Thank you, sir.
Fist bump. Boom. Once we find the shirt, then we can go do some interviews with some Bigfoot believers. Also, I think I'm gonna turn the hat around. All right, I got the hat in optimal positioning. Now it's time to go get back onto this mission of finding the merch. Scandygainers, we found the merch right here. Also, look at this. Do you see the sweat marks? It is so freaking hot out here. Bigfoot's hiding right now in the cave, sleeping, got the AC on. Let's try this bad boy on. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Look at that. This is fantastic. This is the merch. With the hat, and the glasses, are you kidding me? This is a vibe right here. Like and subscribe. We're gonna do a couple interviews. I've been talking to some of the people around here, and we're gonna do a couple interviews here in a little bit, so stay tuned for that. We're gonna be interviewing some cryptozoologists, Bigfoot believers, and whatnot, so should be fun. Here we go. All right, so I'm here with Justin
England, or the Great and Powerful Mystery.
Mr. E. What is the story behind that?
So there was a small time where I wanted to be a college professor or a school teacher, and my last name's England, like the country.
Okay.
So Mr. E was always that kind of fun, funky thing to call yourself. So now that I do this podcast, I said that story in season 1, like 150 episodes ago, and the listeners grabbed onto it. So now I have to start referring to myself as Mr. E. There's whole podcasts out there that we've been on as interviewees and stuff like that don't know my name's Justin. It's just Mr. E. To everybody.
Mr. E.
To
That's
everybody.
Awesome.
But no, I go by anything.
Did you know Mr. E is in Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated?
And Mysteries at the Crystal Cove.
Crystal Cove. That's as soon as you said Mystery, I'm like,
Yep.
No way. That's so cool.
To be fair, I had that before that series came out. I'm a little older. I'm not telling you guys how old I am. You ain't getting that out of me. I got a lot of hair and a lot of it's gray, but a lot of it's curly.
So, probably the most important question of the whole convention. Are you a believer of Sasquatch?
Yeah, so I had my encounter when I was 16 years old. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't believe, personally. So whenever somebody says they don't believe or they have questions, I never fault anybody for any of that. Because if I didn't see one when I was 16, I wouldn't believe, probably. Because from a very young age, I wanted to be a biologist. That's what I did for a long time. I was a biologist. Biologists don't believe in Bigfoot, and that's kind of the misnomer going into biology. Now, going out of it, what we do with all this stuff today, we're speakers at these conventions with biology, explaining why Bigfoot should exist, let alone not why it shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
So that's that part of that.
So I have one more question for you, and it is, what is your favorite cryptid and why?
Oh, okay. Personal to me, it's the Trendy's Alps giant salamander. So, I was, like I said, everybody at home, I was a fishery biologist, but I specialized in salamanders and amphibians. So me and my wife here have all kinds of salamanders at home, from all over the world. Very endangered species from other countries. We propagate them, so it's breeding and stuff like that. The Trendy's Alps giant salamander is in California. It's a 6 to 10 foot long salamander. It's also called, like other parts of Canada, it's called the Canadian alligator. Not an alligator, it's just a big aquatic predator. It was seen by not just normal people in Trendy's Alps, California, but by herpetologists. So a herpetologist is a person that studies strictly reptiles and amphibians. So there's all this evidence that it existed, and still maybe exists to this day. But the lake it lived in, or at least one of the main lakes it lived in, got dammed up and destroyed.
No.
So it disappeared kind of after that. So giant salamanders, we kind of think there's like the Permian and those ancient dynasties, there was salamanders that got 20, 30 feet long. Giant salamanders just went extinct during the last major extinction with megafauna. We had the Chinese giant salamander and the Japanese giant salamander that get like 6 foot long anyways. There was 10 foot long salamanders just 50, 60, 70,000 years ago. They kind of fit that same niche as crocodiles, but they're colder climates. Salamanders like the cold. So salamanders are actually active all winter. They don't hibernate like what we would assume with like mammals. Or they don't brumate like other reptiles. They're their own thing.
Interesting.
So that's Trendy's Alps giant salamander in the short.
Huh. Very cool. I've actually never heard of that cryptid before, so this is new to me.
Yep.
This is new to me. So, how do we find you on social media? Because you have a podcast, right?
Yes. Yep. So Cryptids of the Corn podcast. We're on every podcast catcher from iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple. We're also on YouTube. We have our YouTube documentary series that's coming out this month. August 18th is the premiere of episode 1. We're on Facebook. We do a live stream on Facebook once a week. We're on Instagram. We pop on there all the time. If I'm editing audio, I'm probably live streaming on Instagram also with my headphones on.
Oh,
so
okay.
people ask questions while I'm doing that stuff because it's editing audio. If anybody's ever done this stuff, I know you know it. Anybody at home that may not, editing audio sucks.
Yeah, it does.
So it helps when somebody asks you a fun question every once in a while and stuff like that. We've been the #1 nature podcast twice this year in the U.S. already. So we appreciate all of our supporters, all of our growth. It's all listener-based.
Yeah.
It's all the listeners that have made us to what we are. So we appreciate all you guys.
Heck yeah. Cryptids of the Corn podcast. Check it out. All right, Scandygainers, we are here with Mike from the Shadow of Big Red Eye.
Yes, sir.
So tell me a little bit about what that is, the Shadow of Big Red Eye.
So in the Shadow of Big Red Eye in 1972, a state park ranger in New Jersey's High Point State Park went on record and said during his patrol, he saw a pair of glowing red eyes. So the newspaper somehow got a hold of that story, and thus the name In the Shadow of Big Red Eye was born. And that's our little local legend of Bigfoot from northwestern New Jersey. But me as a researcher, I go around the country and I look for Bigfoot. And I go to these events, these wonderful events, and I also speak at libraries during the day that brings some income in and allows me to go on my research expeditions at night.
All right, so my first question was going to be, do you believe in Bigfoot?
Well, it's funny because I believe in Bigfoot 70%. I devoted my life to this, and I'm still 70% that Bigfoot actually exists. So that people find that a little strange about me.
Interesting. So what made you start wanting to get into that field?
Yeah, so I was on a Bigfoot research expedition, my first ever camping expedition in northern Florida, and we actually had 4 fist-sized rocks get thrown at us, and then my buddy threw a rock back at it, and a laptop-sized boulder came and crashed down 5 feet from us.
Yeah,
that was my first experience with Bigfoot, and then it's what got me into it. And I've been doing it. I was in 2011, so I've been doing it ever since.
Yeah, that's a boulder being thrown at you, so a good wake-up call.
That's for sure.
So my last question for you is, what is your favorite cryptid and why?
It's got to be, I'm dead set on Bigfoot. I mean, we'd have the Dogman, we have the Mothman, we have a lot of mans, Grassman, skunk apes and stuff like that. I do like the, it's not really a cryptid, but the chupacabras type thing. That's a thing. I like the Tasmanian tiger. That fascinates me a little bit, but I'm stuck on Bigfoot. Bigfoot's my thing, and that's where it's been for the past 12 years.
Heck yeah! So how can we find you online or on socials?
Yeah, you can go on my my website, shadowofredeye.com, or Facebook, In the Shadow of Big Red Eye. Instagram is Shadow of Red Eye. All the good stuff.
All right, hey, check him out. All right, Scandygainers, I'm here with Michael W. Cook, and he is a cryptozoologist. How you doing today?
I'm awesome. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Out here in Logan, Ohio, enjoying the Bigfoot convention. It's super cool.
It's beautiful out there right now.
Yeah, it's a little toasty.
Little toasty.
Little toasty. So my question for you is, you are a cryptozoologist. What got you into that?
I had a Bigfoot sighting when I was 16 years old, and since then I wanted to know more. And 21 years into it, here we are. So I've had countless encounters with them now, 4 visual sightings over the years, but countless other encounters, rock throws, tree knocks, and I've talked to thousands of people, and even take out the fact that I have seen these with my own 2 eyes, the people that I've talked to all over the world, you have to believe them. That many people cannot be lying. That many people cannot have that much mistaken identity going on. Someone once mentioned the mass delusions, and I said, well, it's a delusion. It's mass delusional tendencies because they're having the same sightings. I always use a reference. If you take, I don't do it, but if you take acid, and your friend takes acid, you're not going to have the same trip. Mm-hmm. You can akin that to this stuff right here. So let's just, for poops and giggles, it is a delusion. How are you having the same delusion? How are you seeing the same stuff? It don't happen. So you have to believe these people. And I've had everybody from all walks of life, retired Army soldiers, Marines, doctors, lawyers, architects, people that do actually have something to lose in society, come out and tell me stuff. People that do something for society come out and tell me stuff, and you have to believe them.
And the whole idea of everyone's having the same delusion. I mean, like you said, it just doesn't add up. There has to be some validity to it at some point.
At some point, it does. Where I'm from Southeast Kentucky. We are the black bear capital of Kentucky. There are quite a lot of mistaken identities. People get what we refer to as Bigfoot madness. They watch these TV shows and they go out in the woods and they see a furry black ball move, and automatically it's a Bigfoot. Oh my God, it's a Bigfoot. Well, but I've heard them say, oh, I saw a Bigfoot. What was it doing? It was in my trash can. What was it doing in the trash can? It was eating a bowl of chili that I threw out. Are you sure it wasn't a bear? Well, maybe. Yeah. I'm not calling you a liar. I'm gonna throw it out there. Was it a bear?
Yeah.
And I've encountered bears. I was in Northern California in 2018, where the famous Patterson Gimlin 1967 Bigfoot film footage was shot. Me and another guy, we were walking this ridge, and there was these giant red oak roots on the ground. So I'm looking down, and out of the top peripheral of my vision, I saw something stand up. And I'm in the Bigfoot capital of the world. I'm in Bigfoot Mecca. And I first thought, oh my God, it's Bigfoot. And then I was like, oh no, it's a bear. And it was from here to the cameraman, from me, standing 8 foot tall, a good half a ton. And that's probably the closest I think I've ever thought I was to being done. And it got down on all fours, and I'm going, hey bear, hey bear, hey bear.
Yeah.
And it walks up, sniffs a couple minutes, and walks off and leaves. And I was like, man, do not eat me. Please don't eat me. But now I'm a little bit more cautious about going out in the woods and stuff, especially in those places. In Kentucky, we don't have those kind of animals. You have the rogue mountain lion every now and then, black bears, coyotes, and we're having some red wolves come up now from the Smoky Mountains, but nothing crazy except for a Bigfoot. And when doing this stuff like here in the town of Logan, we have a following. Not me, not anybody in particular. Take away the TV shows, take away the podcasters, the YouTubers, and stuff like that. We have a following of people who follow our research. People who say, you know, Michael Cook, he got surrounded by 6 Bigfoot. That's cool. Most people know this because it was on TV. What a lot of people don't know is our personal lives. I have 4 outfits of clothes that I wear, and they consist of camouflage shorts, polo shirt, t-shirts. Outside of work, for the most part, 95% of the time I'm wearing scrubs because I'm a nurse. But take away the TV shows, the YouTube, the podcast, and all this stuff, and you dial it down to a personal level. So what do you have? You have Michael Cook. I'm a dad. I have a 15-year-old kid. I'm a nurse. I have a weird hobby, and I own a barbecue sauce company. So put all that together, and you got a Bigfoot researcher, cryptozoologist, with the specialty of Bigfoot. I'll investigate anything you got. Mm-hmm. You tell me you saw a pterodactyl fly through the sky and pick up a bull elk and take it away, I'm writing it down. Why not? If there is 0.01% of all Bigfoot sightings, if 0.01% is an actual Bigfoot, guess what? Bigfoot exists.
Yeah.
If 0.01% of pterodactyl sightings is a pterodactyl, guess what? Pterodactyls exist. 1,500 years ago, everybody knew for a fact the Earth was the center of the universe. 500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was flat. 21 years ago, I knew there was no such thing as Bigfoot. Imagine what we'll know tomorrow.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. Yeah, I love that idea of thinking like that because, yeah, there's so many times where people just had this idea where they're like, yeah, this is factual, this has to be right. Like you said, the Earth being the center of the universe, and then technology grows, and you're like, oh, well, we're not the center of the universe, maybe in our own minds, but yeah, time changes, and new ideas, new technology, new ways to view the Earth and everything on it. And
technology is the thing now, and it's Bigfoot's greatest enemy, along with everything else, cryptids and everything. But it's also our greatest enemy. There's thousands of movies out there that warn us about the dangers of AI. There really is. And it's just like the creation or the de-extinction of dinosaurs. Listen, y'all, there's like 6 Jurassic Park movies out that tell us everything we need to know about not doing that. As cool as it would be, let's not
don't bring them back. They're gone for a reason.
I don't know. If you could bring them back and have like miniatures, like I would like a little,
little
T-Rex.
Yeah.
If they do that, I'd like a little moose too, a little mini moose.
Oh yeah, I would totally have like an ankylosaurus running around the house.
How cool would it be if they could like miniaturize like animals, like they do dogs that have like a little polar bear?
Yeah.
Like a pocket polar bear.
Oh my goodness.
Any more questions?
Oh yeah, I have one question for you, and it is, what is your favorite cryptid and why?
Mothman.
Mothman?
I love Bigfoot. I'm a Bigfoot researcher, but Mothman fascinates me. The Silver Bridge collapse, the whole thing that goes, the whole stories and everything that go with that. The Harbinger of Doom. There has to be something to it. And if you go into the history of that, the Indians, Native Americans, they gathered in the Point Pleasant area for celebrations, for stuff like that. Weak points in the universe is probably what it was. Way lines and stuff like that. I think the Mothman was probably a visitor from another dimension, which is something else they're working on, is multi-universe theories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about that. Well, especially with like any cryptid, especially with like Mothman or even like different Wendigo and...
If you break down, like, let's just use Bigfoot for example. So, break down the Bigfoot phenomenon. If they are visitors from another dimension, in their dimension, we may have never evolved past that level of evolution and stayed in that Gigantopithecine, upright primate stage of evolution. Maybe it worked for them. But sit back, and I employ anybody out there to do this that's even, I'm curious about Bigfoot, whatever. don't just look at Bigfoot. That's a little bitty picture. Look at the big picture of everything. Look at the cryptozoologic timelines and stuff. Go back and look up Nessie reports. 200 years prior to the discovery of dinosaur bones, they were describing dinosaurs. But look at the big picture. If one of these creatures even has a chance of being real, we have to look into every one of them. We have to take them serious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was super cool. That was thank you so much for your time. How can we find you? Do you have any projects going on right now? How can we find you online?
Cook Cryptid Research on Facebook. Sasquatch LLC, that's the barbecue sauce company. Michael W. Cook on Facebook. You can follow me there. Instagram, all that stuff. Sasquatch.com, SOSSSQUATCH. And if you don't know how to spell it, it's right there on my shirt if he zooms in on my on my shirt. But I'm at events all the time. I speak on occasion 15, 16 times a year. So you catch me at one of my presentations, holler at me, tell me you heard of me on his show, and I'll sign something cool for you.
Heck yeah. Thank you for your time. It was nice to meet you.
Yes, sir.
Good, we rolling. We got audio. We got the red line. Sometimes we recorded and we didn't actually record. We got to check. All right, Scandygainers, I'm here with Zach, the paranormal road tripper.
Hello.
So, how you doing today?
Doing real well. It's a warm day here in Ohio. It's never a bad day when the sun's out, though.
Yeah, as long as we're drinking water, right?
There you go.
So, I have a couple questions for you.
Yes,
absolutely. The first one is paranormal road tripper. So, how'd you get that name?
Me and my wife have been studying, I call it the unusual, the unexplained, and the otherworldly for the better part of 20 years. In our sort of studies, we have traveled all over the United States to 49 states, to 25 countries all across the globe, sort of seeking out as I said, the unusual, the unexplained, and the otherworldly, and along the way we sort of picked up the moniker Paranormal Road Trippers.
Yeah, that's super cool. So, my next question is, obviously you're at a Bigfoot convention. Are you a believer?
It's hard not to be a believer when you've talked to as many people as I have about this particular subject. We go to these events all the time. I'd say there's been thousands, if not tens of thousands, of individuals who come to me personally and said, I've seen something, I've heard something in my backyard, I found tracks. It's hard having that volume of people come to you not to be convinced.
Yeah. So I have a fun question for you.
Okay.
And it is, what is your favorite cryptid and why?
My favorite cryptid and why? Oh, that's fascinating. I guess, I'm most intrigued by the Mothman more than anything else. And I would say that right now I'm most intrigued by it. I'm actually writing a book on the Mothman.
Oh, really?
And so in the past, it's been about a year and a half that I've been working on this thing. I've really had to take a deep dive into the Mothman, the legend, a lot of the characters who were involved in the early days of the phenomenon, and sort of trying to get to the bottom of the whole story. So I guess right now I'm most intrigued by the Mothman, not to mention perhaps my favorite outdoor festival during the year. Not to say that this one's not great, because this is a great festival, but we love the Mothman Festival in Point Pleasant, West Virginia.
Yeah, for sure. So how can we find you on socials? You got any projects you're working on that the viewers could check out? Anything like that?
I have that. I've got the book that should be coming out this fall. On social media, you can look me up, facebook.com/paranormal road tripper. Last year, my wife and I actually opened an exhibit in Somerset, Kentucky. It's a museum of sorts. We call it Paranormal Road Trippers Nightmare Gallery. It's basically an ode to all things that go bump in the night. Kentucky is where I'm from, and we have no shortage of unusual, unexplained, and otherworldly phenomena down there. UFO encounters, Bigfoot sightings, other cryptids, as well as paranormal ghost stories. We're also huge horror movie fans, so the gallery is sort of an ode to all of those things. Tours are free. It's located in Somerset, Kentucky. All you gotta do is go online to nightmaregallery.net, book a tour. I'll be there to guide the tours myself. That's kind of how, if you want to meet me personally, and we try to make sure everybody leaves satisfied at the Nightmare Gallery. So yeah, definitely stop by and see us.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, check him out. I'm entering into a Sasquatch Howling contest. We'll see how this goes. I'm mic'd up right now. I'm a YouTuber, fully mic'd up right now, just so you know. If you want me to blur your face out, I will.
No, I don't care, man.
Yeah! Woo! Yeah, let's hear some noise. Woo! Woo! That was fantastic. I don't know if I can compete with that.
Dude, reach down deep, man. This is leg day, all right?
Yes.
This is leg day.
Let's do it. By the way, Scandygainer's on social media. Here we go.
There you go. There it is. Thank you, sir.
Dude, how'd I do? Top tier? Bottom tier? How we feeling? Drop it in the comments. That was exhilarating. This might single-handedly be the greatest moment of my life. This right here. Just wanted to point that out. So, they didn't think that I deserved an award for that. It's okay. It is what it is. I'll have to come back next year, better. I'm gonna train for this, be better than ever for next year. I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna win it! Next year, I'll be back. What's up? Dude, I knew you were real. I knew you were real. Heck yeah, see? Yes, let's go. I knew you were real. They were telling me you weren't real, but I knew it the whole time. Yeah, woo! Let's go. Busting a move. Heck yeah. It's a camera. It's a camera. I know you're weary of these things. It's a little scary. Oh, nope, Sasquatch is running away. We lost, oh. Well, you know, you can't win them all. You got him on camera though. We got him on camera. Live footage. Sasquatch caught on camera. Holy frick. Gosh, I can't get over how crazy this place is. It is awesome. Such a great experience here right now. It is. I know. I was so, you know, it's about the experience.
It's still great.
It's about the experience, right? Yeah. Literally, if you get a chance next year, please come to this. Especially if you have like any interest in this stuff in the paranormal, cryptid world, or even just want to have a good time and get some good food. I would totally check this place out next year for sure. It is amazing, fantastic, great stories, great people, great environment, 10 out of 10. This place is awesome. The Hocking Hills Bigfoot Festival, here we go. All right, Scandygainers, that has been my adventure at the Hocking Hills Bigfoot Festival. It was fantastic. I recommend going next year if you get a chance. It was awesome. Got to meet a ton of cool people, got this sick merch, and that's about it. So I'll see you next week. Peace. Where are you, Susan? Why can't I find you? Can't win them all. I just gotta power through it. That's what it's all about. You just can't let people know that you're in pain, type deal. You know what I mean? Like and subscribe. All right, we gotta go find some stuff. Frick.